going on, Saints fans? Welcome into today's show. For this video, I saw that Bleacher Report and The Athletic put out their latest mock draft. So I'm just going to dive into what they said, who they had the Saints selecting, give my reaction, and that way you guys can know who the Saints might be drafting. So let's dive into the first pick from Bleacher Report, and it is Malik Nabers, the LSU wide receiver. I knew a ton of you were going to love this pick. Nabers is graded as a top 10 talent and a wide receiver 2 by the Bleacher Report Scouting Department. But different needs and fits got into the way until that point. The Saints will gladly add Nabers to play alongside Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, who won't be here, Rashid Shaheed as part of the passing offense that finished 11th last season. Here's my take. If Nabers is there at 14, you don't even have to think. Make the damn pick. Make the pick. It is plain and simple. Draft Malik Nabers if he's there. Do not overthink this. Just do the right thing. Make the easy pick. Make the right pick. And address the next position of need in the following round. Heck, if you address some of your needs in free agency, this makes that pick so much better. A quick reminder, I would be remiss if I didn't say it. We will be live for the NFL draft this off season. So I encourage you to subscribe so that way you don't miss out on our live coverage. But of course, we're also putting out a ton of videos and draft content leading up to the draft. So don't miss out on any of that. Subscribe today. Just a quick reminder. But let's get back to on topic. Adding Malik Nabers to me solidifies a very young, a very talented, and a very dynamic wide receiver group. Here's the thing. If you go and bring this guy in, not only can you address other positions of need, but your young wide receiver core is set. You don't have to talk wide receiver for a few years, man. You can really just run with it and go and build in the trenches, build on the defensive side of the ball in free agency or with other draft picks in the future. So I want to dive into what Derek Klassen said because he was the Bleacher Report draft expert that shared some thoughts on Nabers. Said juice, and more juice. Nabers brings a combination of size and speed at 6 foot, 200 pounds, and that yak ability that is unrivaled in this class. Nabers does a lot of his best work on posts, slants, and crosser routes where he either gets to stride out or be a yak weapon. However, Nabers is also fairly impressive elsewhere, especially when snapping back to the ball on curls and comebacks. Nabers' best trait is definitely his creativity after the catch, but he fills out the rest of his profile very well. And the production for Nabers speaks for itself. He is a great football player. Jane Daniels and him had a very good chemistry, and Nabers is a baller. I'd love to see the kid stick around in Louisiana and be a New Orleans Saint, and it would be a really good pick in my opinion. I do believe that there are better positions or more important positions in need rather than a rookie wide receiver. I think you got to build up the offensive line. I think you got to build up the defensive line. But if Nabers is there, you better freaking take him. So I'm curious, Saints fans, what would you do if you're on the clock at 14 and Malik Nabers is there? Are you drafting him or are you passing on him? Let me know in the comment section. Just give me a simple draft or a simple pass, and I'm going to be interacting with all of y'all in the comment section when you post. So next, we're going to talk about The Athletic and their 3-round mock draft and who the New Orleans Saints were selecting there. You guys might not like it as much as Malik Nabers, but really good positions of need and really good fits. But I want to just throw this your way really quick. Scrolling through Fanatics, I was trying to find my girlfriend something for Valentine's Day, and to be honest, found this, and I said, hey, it's a good deal. She gets the hat, I get the shirt. It's a win-win. So if you want to go get yourself 2 pieces of Saints gear for 30% off, use this link down below, chatsports.com/Saints combo. That way you can get geared up, and that way Fanatics knows that we sent you. Support the show. The link is in the comment section and description of this video. All right, pivoting over to the Athletics mock draft. They had the New Orleans Saints selecting Washington Husky offensive lineman Troy Fontenot at number 14. I love this pick. I really do. I think this is a really, really good selection for the Saints. The offensive line has been bad. And to be honest, Troy Fontenot could really help the offensive line. So the Saints could use O-line help according to The Athletic and according to what I just said. And in a few spots, or the Saints could use OL help in a few spots, and Fontenot at 6'4", 319 pounds, can play a few spots. A left tackle at Washington. He has enough length and more than enough athleticism to remain as a tackle in the NFL. But he also could be an effective guard. Either way, Fontenot comes with plenty of quickness and explosion. Now, Troy Fontenot has put up some pretty good PFF numbers. The run blocking grade, I wish it was a little bit higher, to be honest. But the guy played almost 1,000 snaps. He's durable. He can play football. He will play beat up, banged up, doesn't matter. Overall PFF grade, you see it on screen, it's really good. The pass blocking grade, stellar. And in almost 1,000 snaps, only 2 sacks allowed. That is impressive. The offensive line is a huge need this offseason. You cannot afford, let me reemphasize, you cannot afford another first-round bust at offensive lineman. Trevor Penning isn't going to be the guy. You cannot miss on this because that will set you back again. And that is the last thing that this organization needs. So I want you to get on the clock once again. What position should the Saints draft in round 1? We saw a wide receiver from Bleacher Report. We saw an offensive lineman from The Athletic. I want you to be the GM and let me know what position you think the Saints should draft at 14 overall. So, round 2, at number 45 overall, it's the pick from the Denver Broncos. The Athletic has the Saints selecting edge rusher Braylon Trice. Now, to be honest, wasn't too familiar with his game, but it's pretty impressive. 11.5 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, 2 pass breakups. He also had 1 forced fumble and 49 tackles on the season. And why I think that this is actually a decent pick, the sack production was bad. The sack production was just bad. Let's just call a spade a spade. When Carl Granderson, 8.5 sacks, pretty good. It's pretty solid. Demario Davis is number 2 at linebacker with 6.5. He also drops back into coverage a lot. He does a little bit of everything. So it's like, yeah, he should probably be top 5 makes sense, but number 2 is a little much. Rookie defensive tackle Brian Brzee is 3rd. Rotational backup defensive end Tano Passanio, 3.5. And defensive tackle Nathan Shepard had 3. You know who I don't see on this list? Cameron Jordan. I'm not saying Cameron Jordan's bad, but the production is starting to dip. And to be honest, they addressed this need last offseason when they drafted Isaiah Foskey. But I want to see how Isaiah Foskey develops. Because if he's not ready to be a true starting defensive end or a rotational defensive end in this league, I think bringing in a guy like Trice would make some sense. To be completely honest, I'm selfish when it comes to edge rushers. I want all of them. I want all of the sacks, giggity, but I want all of the quarterback pressures. That's what I want. And if Isaiah Foskey is ready to go this year, I think that you have a little bit more flexibility with that pick. However, adding an edge rusher, I do think makes some sense this offseason. But to finish off today's show, I just want to know, what is your favorite part of the offseason? Is it the draft? Is it free agency? And I didn't list it, but is like the trade deadline, trade stuff. You know, deadline's in the regular season, but is trade rumors and all that fun stuff. What's your favorite part of the offseason? Just give me a D for draft, FA for free agency. And if it's trades, just type trade in the comment section. And as always, Saints fans, y'all stay golden. We'll catch you next time.